We're keeping a close eye on Portland this hour. Authorities there are warning of a potential possibility of violence as far-right groups like the Proud Boys holds a rally in the city. Counter-protesters are also demonstrating. Megan Batchelor is watching that story for us as well, and she joins us now. So Megan, what's the situation in Portland?
Well, Natasha, it's basically as authorities and state officials had feared. It is quite tense. There are around 1,000 people that have gathered at Delta Park in Portland, and we do have some visuals from that rally, and you can see lots of people gathering, some armed with shields. Allegedly, there are weapons here as well. Speeches are being made. There has been some conflicts with some journalists covering the event. You can see a number of American flags here, flags also featuring the blue line in support of police, Confederate flags too. And the governor of Oregon had been prepared for this, and she was worried that this could become a very contentious event. This is being slated as a free speech event in support of police. They are also looking to restore law and order, condemn anti-fascists. And so she declared an emergency so that they could have a police presence at this event. Take a listen.
The pattern of these particular groups is clear: to intimidate, instigate, and inflame. Whether you're left-wing, right-wing, or anything in between, violence is never the answer. I am incredibly concerned about the increased risk of violence in Portland this weekend and for the safety of all Oregonians.
Now, the Proud Boys is a loosely organized far-right organization. It has been designated a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center, and there were concerns that there were going to be counter-protesters, and that's where some violence could erupt, and it has erupted at past events similar to this one. And so there is a big police presence. Arrests have already been made, and the sheriff's office is taking to Twitter to give pretty frequent updates. And here's one of those updates, and where they're talking about their role in today's event.
Our primary focus is life safety and the protection of free speech rights without regard to the content of that speech. We have heard concerns with a hat being worn by some Portland police officers that has a P on it. Some say this is in support of one of the groups. That is not true. The P represents the Portland Police Association, is approved for uniform wear, and is commonly seen on patrol.
And so this protest and this rally it comes at a time when there have been a lot of protests in the United States. That's a bit of an understatement. Of course, this is the answer. They are answering back to the Black Lives Matter protests that have really taken over the streets of Portland in particular. They're going into their 5th straight month of near nightly protests there. This all sparked, of course, by the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis, unarmed black man at the hands of police. And so they are worried that this is going to erupt in some sort of violence. But Natasha, as I said, this is the 5th straight month of these sorts of protests, and it really doesn't look like it's going to be wrapping up anytime soon.
CBC's Megan Batchelor in Vancouver. Thank you, Megan.